You open your phone, check your bank balance, and for a moment, you just stare. Not shocked, not surprised, just tired. Because you already know what you're going to see. Less than you expected. Again. And the worst part? You can't even point to one big reason. You didn't buy anything expensive. You didn't go on a shopping spree. You didn't make any bad financial decision. Still, your money feels like it's slowly slipping away. And that's the part that hurts the most. When you try to be careful, but it still doesn't feel enough. Now here's a question. What if I told you a part of your money is disappearing every single day, not because you're careless, but because you're paying tax, even when you feel completely broke? This is Chris. Chris is not rich. He's not struggling badly either. He's just in that middle space where you earn, you spend, you try to save, but somehow it always feels tight. Not terrible, not comfortable, just stuck. One day Chris decides something. Let me fix this. No complicated plan, no big financial strategy, just one simple rule. Today, I will not waste money. Sounds easy, feels practical. Morning starts, Chris ignores online offers. He skips scrolling through shopping apps. He tells himself, control, just control. After some time, he feels hungry. Not enough to order food, just something small. So he walks to a nearby shop, picks up a biscuit packet. Simple, cheap, no overthinking. He pays. Payment successful. He puts the phone back in his pocket and moves on. But something just happened that Chris didn't notice. Inside that small amount he paid, there was tax. Not separate, not visible, just included. So it doesn't feel like tax. It feels like spending. That's how it stays hidden. A few hours later, his phone data runs out. Now this is not optional. He needs it. So he does a recharge. Again, small amount. Again, quick payment. Again, payment successful. And again, tax, still small, still invisible, still ignored. By evening, Chris has to go out. His bike is almost empty, so he stops at a petrol pump. This time, it's different. The numbers on the screen keep rising. He watches carefully. This time, he feels the money leaving. He pays. And here's the part most people don't realize. A big part of that fuel price is actually tax. Not a small percentage, a significant part. Chris stands there for a second, helmet in hand, thinking, I didn't do anything extra today. No unnecessary spending. Then why does it feel like I spent more than expected? That confusion, that exact feeling, that's where reality starts to reveal itself. Because this is not about Chris alone. This is about you. You don't need a high salary to pay tax. You don't need to file returns. You don't need to have income at all. Because tax is not only on earning, it's built into living. Every time you buy something, there's tax. Every time you eat outside, there's tax. Every time you recharge your phone, there's tax. Every time you fill fuel, there's tax. Every time you order online, there's tax. And the reason it feels so invisible is you never see it separately. You don't get a message saying, $5 deducted as tax. No, it's already added, already included, already taken. So your brain doesn't register it as tax, it just feels like price. And when this happens, multiple times a day, every single day, that small invisible deduction turns into something big. That's why, even when you try to control your spending, it still feels like your money disappears. Because you're only seeing half the picture. You see what you bought, but you don't see what was quietly taken. And over time, this creates a dangerous feeling. You start blaming yourself. I need more discipline. I'm bad with money. I should stop spending completely. So you cut small joys. You stop enjoying things. You try to become perfect. But still, you don't feel in control. Because the problem was never just your spending, it was your awareness. Now listen carefully. This is not about blaming the system. This is not about saying everything is unfair. And this is definitely not about scaring you, because fear doesn't fix anything. Understanding does. Chris didn't suddenly escape taxes. That's not possible. But he did something powerful. He started noticing. The next time he bought something, he paused. Just for a second. Do I really need this? Not from guilt, not from fear, just from awareness. And that 1 second pause started changing his behavior. He didn't stop buying things. He didn't stop living, but he stopped unconscious spending. Those random, repeated, unnecessary expenses. They slowly reduced. Then he took one more step, a simple one. At the end of the day, he asked himself one question. Where did my money go today? Not in detail, not every rupee, just a rough idea. Food, travel, recharge, extras. That's it. And slowly patterns started showing up. He realized some expenses were not even important. They were just habits. And once he saw that, he could change it. Not perfectly, but gradually. Then came the biggest shift. Chris stopped thinking, I will save whatever is left, and started thinking, I will decide first what to save. So whenever money comes in, he separates a small part. Immediately, even if it's tiny, before spending, before everything. Because if you don't decide, your money will decide for you. And usually, it disappears. Now here's the truth. You cannot stop paying these taxes. They are part of the system. But you can stop being unaware. You can stop feeling confused. You can stop feeling like your money is just vanishing for no reason. Because once you understand what's happening, you start making better decisions. You become intentional, not restricted, not stressed, just aware. Chris still buys snacks sometimes. He still fills petrol. He still recharges his phone. Nothing extreme changed. But now, he knows. And that knowledge gives him control. Because being broke is one thing, but feeling lost about your money, that's what hurts more. And the moment you remove that confusion, you start moving forward. So next time, when you make a payment and you see that message, payment successful, don't just ignore it instantly. Pause, just for a second, and remind yourself, a part of that money was tax. Not to scare you, not to stop you from living, but to wake you up. Because the moment you start seeing what was invisible, you stop losing control. And that's where real change begins. If this made you think even a little differently about your money, then it mattered. And if you want more simple, honest, real-life clarity like this, you can subscribe. No pressure, only if you feel it's truly worth your time.